Jesus, Demi, you scared me.
I know. I mean, I like the show, so it would be a good idea. I just don't know exactly what I would talk about. There's like a million freaking characters on the show. It would take all day. I mean, I kind of do things around here, Demi. I pay for the meals you eat, the Pop Tarts that you're constantly snacking on, the roof over your head. What else do you want from me, Demi?
Please.
I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't mean to talk to you like that.
Now, I've been watching Stranger Things since the release of season 1 back in 2016, and I've been there for the release of each new season that follows afterwards. It's personally one of my favorite shows. I've gotten to grow and mature with the kids throughout each season. I figured I would celebrate the show's ending by making a video ranking every single character in the show. I should warn you, I'm a little busy today, so I will be ranking all these characters while knocking out tasks. Now, let's kick it off with Sierra Burgess, aka Barb. Barbara is okay. Every time I see her, I think of Sierra Burgess, and if you don't know that movie, she's very manipulative. She kisses a guy who thinks he's kissing someone else. But I mean, like, Barb though, Barbara as a concept. Lonnie's good. I mean, he's a very grounded character, and he's just like a normal dude. I mean, like, he's sad, but like he's normal. Dr. Brenner is such an interesting character on the show because he's a really morally complex character. He's certainly not a good guy. He has his reasons for the things that he's doing in season 1, especially set in the time frame of the post-war Red Scare MK Ultra reveal in 80s. It makes sense. Then in season 4, they kind of change his motives from what were already set in season 1. He's like, no. He wasn't trying to hone Eleven's powers to fight off commies. He actually was looking for his lost kid with superpowers for some reason. Becky feels like somebody that I know. She has a very limited amount of screen time in season 1, but you're able to get a good grasp on the type of person she is. I didn't like her as much in season 2 just because she got to find out that her sister wasn't batshit crazy, which was kind of a pointless character. So, by the way, Terry, I don't like Terry. I hope you know that.
Know how I feel. Why would you say that?
Just because, like, the whole thing, like, what she got crazy over time. Did she just start randomly speaking at one point?
I'm here now.
Bob might be one of my hottest takes in the show. I mean, I don't dislike Bob as a character. He has good morals. I thought he was a good boyfriend for Joyce, but, like, Joyce, it's kind of weird. I just don't think Joyce should have had a boyfriend in season 2. Like, it didn't really make sense for a character. Because you think after, like, what happened with Lonnie trying to get money out of her, basically, and then also she's just very overprotecting of Will, you would think, like, her character would try to revolve around Hopper wanting to be with her, but she's like, I just gotta worry about my boy. But, like, Bob was just there. She was just with Bob. That's like Bob. But, like, Bob is cool. I like Bob. But, like, somebody said this a long time ago. He has the most killable face. And I think about it every time I watch the show now. Like, I thought about it when I originally watched it. Like, I knew he was going to be the one to get got. He just has that face. He has that likeness to him that you want to see him get killed on screen, you know? No, I like Bob. Bob is cool. I'm giving Bob too much hate. Billy deserves to be a high tier character because he's an asshole and you hate him so much, but he also has that charm, that charisma about him. His toxic relationship with sibling Max remained some of my favorite parts of season 2 and season 3, and I cry every time at his death
which I didn't expect I would cry at a racist death. Like, how the hell did that happen? Obviously, it's more important than that, though, because of what he meant to Max. I think that kind of relationship, even though you might hate someone to literal death, it's like, you're still sad to see them go. That was still your brother. Officer Callahan, I don't have too much thoughts about. No one said this, but he's like the deputy version of Ted, if you think about it. But yeah, he's good, I guess. I don't know why the other officer isn't on there as well, but yeah, he's same tier, I guess. Yeah, Ted's the same category as well. I mean, he's funny. I like him. Karen is a phenomenal character. Like, her relationship to all the Wheeler kids, she plays a supportive role for them. Also, how the heck do the parents not know anything? Like, you would figure they would have some clue. What were they told in season 1? Just that the kids were looking for Elle, like they were in cahoots with Elle. I guess so. Maybe like Elle was like this runaway and the government was looking for her. I don't know what the parents think, really. Also, I recently seen this Instagram short where it was this girl pointing out the fact that, like, Karen was wanting to have sex with Billy, and I think most people think, okay, yeah, she's gonna cheat on Ted, that's kind of bad, we all think that, but she didn't. But, like, the worst thing is, she was flirting with Billy, a 17-year-old, in season 2, and then season 3, as soon as he turns 18, she's like, I gotta give me some of that. She doesn't, but it is a little weird. But I think the reason no one really thinks that is because Billy looks like he's a grown man. I really like Dr. Owens. I like his dynamic with Will and Hopper in season 2. Didn't expect to see him again in season 4, but very welcomed. And then I don't know what happened to him in season 5. Let's go. So, a little FYI, I have a haircut appointment in about 20 minutes. I might be running late for it. It's, 23 minutes. I think it takes about like 25 minutes to get there. It'll be fine. Next up, we have 2. He did his thing. I thought his bullying was a little over the top, but the bullying usually is. He also had his, like, gaggle of special kids as well. And I didn't understand why those kids were tagging along with them, because he threw y'all too. Did y'all forget that? And also his excuse for why he didn't destroy 11 in battle was, like, so lame. Like, oh yeah, I was just going weak on you. Come on, dude, I could have came up with a better excuse than that, and I'm not you. What he should have said was, yeah, I was just so tired because I threw like 6 or 7 different kids, and you were the final one, so when I got to you, I was tired because that's kind of accurate. They do get exhausted after using their powers a whole bunch, and he did throw all the other kids. He went up first. 11 went last. So that's a fair excuse to me. He fumbled that. It's hard for me to place Bruce and Tom because, like many other characters, they're also over the top. They're such assholes of bosses and just misogynists. But it's like, you kind of have to like them. Not because they're misogynists, just because, like, they did their job as actors. And then also I see the scene of Jonathan and Nancy both getting fired. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I see the scene of the hospital and I'm like, oh my goodness. That is one of the most terrifying scenes throughout the entire show. Like, and I think it goes, like, so under the radar. Not enough people are talking about that scene. It's like a mix of Ghostface and the Terminator. Talking about over-the-top characters, season 3 was just full of them. Mayor Larry is also just an over-the-top asshole, but like, he does his job very well. I think he's under the same placement as Bruce and Tom. Grigory, just the Terminator. He's a menacing villain. Every time I see the carnival scene, I think Hopper's gonna die. Like, he is terrifying. He's the Russian Terminator. Wait, isn't
The Terminator's already Russian, huh? I'm trying to figure out, is Arnold Schwarzenegger, is he Russian? Yeah, he's Russian. All right, well, is he? No, he's German. No, I don't know. Oh, I'm so dumb and stupid and racist. I don't remember. I don't love Alexei as much as the rest of the fan base does, but I do think he is a fun comedic character. It's nice to see him bounce off of Joyce, Hopper, and Murray. It is hard for me to be sad at his death when Murray is doing the corn dogs, ha 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 ha. It ruins the scene for me. I don't really have a lot of strong thoughts about Susie. She was a fun character. She was cool for Dustin, which I guess they broke up. I mean, yeah, it was a long distance relationship, so like, let's be real. I didn't buy into Lieutenant Sullivan's character in season 4. I thought the whole military's involvement in season 4 just didn't really make sense. Like, they knew mystical stuff was happening and they like blamed it on Elle when she was in California. We know you're doing all this mystical stuff. It's like, okay. Proof. And then the military's plan in the next season just completely changes. They're like, no, actually, we want to use your blood to make babies and have those babies have superpowers to kill Russians. It's like, okay, bozo, whatever you say. Beep, 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 beep. Made it on time. When you guys see me next, I will be looking freaking heckin' fresh. What do you guys think? No, I like it. This is what I wanted. I just wanted the length to be cut off of it. I really would like if my hair would grow down because it always grows out. I don't know if that's possible, but yeah, I just got it layered, basically. Anyways, on to our next journey, which is going to the eye clinic because I have to go pick up my new lenses. Next up, we have Argyle, a surprisingly likable character on the show. I expected to dislike his character and be annoyed because he's like, oh, he's a stoner. He says stupid one-liners and smokes weed. I mean, his character was just that, but it was done really well. The dinner scene with him, Jonathan, Murray, and Joyce remains one of the funniest scenes on the show.
This girl got smacked in the head today at the roller rink. Smacked? Yeah, it was one of those vicious skate attack.
Yeah, but it wasn't like an ice skate. It was a plastic skate.
No, it was like rubber.
Rubber.
You know what? I'm not sure. Anyway.
A lot of the bullies, or non-central antagonists on the show, are often exaggerated, but I never got that vibe from Jason. Like, he wasn't a bully, he was just a jock at the end of the day. I also thought he was a good representation of the hysteria in the 80s from all the heavy metal, the crazy haircuts, Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, you're gonna have to forgive my windshield wiper. I need new windshield wipers. And it's raining right now. I do find it weird that Billy is a lot more beloved by the fan base than Jason, because Billy was racist. I remember seeing an edit somewheres that like, oh, what would Billy do if he saw Jason picking on Max? There was nothing wrong with Jason. He was just misguided, and he had a right to be. Like, he thought that the reason Chrissy, oh my gosh, it's pouring down raining. The reason that Chrissy had died was because of the group of kids. Sorry, I gotta focus on driving now.
They said they're buying gift certificates, but they're not in yet.
Thank you. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Gambino. That's great. Not only did I get my new lenses, but I also got Thai food. I'd ordered the pad Thai with tofu, level 3 spicy.
Yummy, yummy.
I get this all the time from here. It's so good. This here is the Thai tea. I've gotten the Thai coffee before, and it's really good. It has this very creamy flavor, so I'm expecting this to be the same. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Yeah, it's like Thai with a bit of cream. It's so good. Did I say Thai with a bit of cream? Tea with a bit of cream. Gonna do a little food ASMR while ranking some characters, I guess. Sorry, this is actually a little too spicy for me. I don't have like a water. I should have got some water as well. I take back what I said earlier. I think my hottest take is Eddie's character. I don't think Eddie is as likable as everyone thinks he is. I don't dislike his character. It's just that he almost falls flat for me. He never does anything that's useful, and he's barely in it. He felt like an outgrouper. Like, everyone kind of disliked Eddie in the group besides Dustin. I don't think he added anything significantly useful either. Like, he wasn't ever like a big help to the group. Even his sacrificial death was unnecessary. It wasn't sacrificial. They had already escaped, but he was like, I'm gonna kill myself anyway. I want to go out like a hero. So when Steve brings up his death in season 5, I'm like, yeah, he actually is right. Because every time I watch Eddie's death, I'm like, he did not need to die. He did not need to go out there, sacrifice himself into the swarm of bats. It was totally unnecessary. I mean, yeah, you probably shouldn't say that his death was totally useless to a child that's mourning him, that looked up to him. But, like, he's right. Eddie's death also could have just been replaced with Steve's death. As much as I'm happy Steve made it to the end of the show, they could have killed him off that season. Steve's main character arc was already finished. Dustin looked up to Steve. So why not just kill Steve? Instead, they brought in Eddie to be a safe kill-off for the show. That could also tie into Jonathan and Nancy's relationship. Jonathan would think the reason why Nancy's been pushing him away is because she's mourning Steve's death. But instead, it's that they have problems within their own, and they're just, like, growing apart from one another. Yeah, Steve's death really would have been perfect. Like, come on. Enzo is my freaking boy. A lot of people complain about the Russian plotline, but I was all there for it. I think if it was just Hopper trying to escape the commies, it really wouldn't have been that engaging. But the fact that Enzo got tied up within Hopper's plan to escape, I don't know, he was just a likable dude. And it was nice to know not all Russians are bad. No, I can't. Nope. That was a joke. Also, that man's fade, flawless. I want his hair. I want a lot of people's hair, but like his hair. No, there's like 5 people in the show that I really want their hair at points. Yuri is a fun character. I don't think he's quite distinct enough of a character to the point where he's like a Russian variant of Murray. Mr. Clark's character was so unique in the first season. He was helping the kids figure out all these clues about the Upside Down, and he didn't even know that he was helping. So when he appears in season 5 and he's having sex with the librarian at 3 a.m., he loses some of that good old Mr. Clark charm. It felt like they were trying to push a narrative that nerds were actually a freaking Chad. They don't care about shit. They hit librarians, like they have sex with librarians at 3 a.m. and they take out Demogorgons. I know he doesn't take out Demogorgons, but it just didn't feel like the same character that we had met in season 1. And then he knew about all the stuff that was happening. So I don't know. I missed when he didn't know about shit. So it was probably good like that they switched it up. But like, I don't know. I just didn't think he needed to be in on the action. They could have found another way. It's like, actually,
You know who we need to find Dustin? It's our science teacher. That's the guy who knows nothing about the Upside Down. Sarah Connor is in the show. Oh gosh. Sarah Connor's in the show. She's a bad guy. That's her gimmick. That's her character. She's evil and her fate remains unknown. I don't like to pick on people, but Linda Hamilton got her bag and left. It is the weakest performance on the show. Her character was so flat, it was one-dimensional. She had no likeness about her. It was just like, she was evil and she wants to take L and make babies from her. Okay, can we like get a little more reason into that? Oh, she wants to defeat the Russians. But she's just bad. She's bad. I don't know, it was like such a contrast from Dr. Brenner, who was a morally complex character, and then Dr. K. I didn't feel anything from her character except like hatred because they would not kill her. Like they refused to kill her. Hopper had the perfect opportunity where he was gonna shoot her, but he's like, no, I'll just knock you out instead. Why? Why didn't you do that for the other 5 guys that you shot? Why her? What's so special about her? And then while they were, I think, going into the Upside Down on the truck, 11 looks at her and they just like stare at each other. Dr. K didn't shoot at her. Elle didn't use her mind powers. They just stared.
Pisses me the freak off.
I'm angry about it. Lieutenant Akers is also pretty one-dimensional. It's like the same as Dr. K, but like I think he gave a better performance than Linda Hamilton, so I will congratulate the actor on that. But the dialogue, it was just not great. Like, why is he calling 11 a freak? She's a freak! It's like the bullies from season 1. Like, did that really transfer? Like, why are people calling everybody freaks? I do not hear that term enough. No one has ever called anyone a freak.
Do it, freak.
You want something, freak? She's a freak!
Being a freak is the best, right? I'm a freak.
Is that why you don't have any friends?
This lieutenant's really calling a child a freak. Like, I know she has mind powers, but it's like, I thought, isn't that already well known? Why are they just describing her as a freak? You would think they would have like some special military name like the Wizard. It's really difficult for me to form an opinion about Vicky because the cast is already so stacked as is. She's a little too much ADHD for me to tolerate. Like, that may sound messed up, but like, there's like a limit. Like, Robin is at the perfect point. Like, I like a little bit of ADHD. Sorry, I think ADHD is cool. Okay. I didn't care for Callie in season 2, episode 7. I didn't care for Callie in season 5. I knew she was going to be a safe kill-off for the final season. Not because of repeated patterns, because of the Luke effect. What is the Luke effect? That's a great question. The Luke effect, not named after me, is a character from The Walking Dead. See, Luke was a minor character brought alongside some other characters through about halfway of season 9. He was a decent character, nothing too special, but not bad at all. He was a likable guy. Then, randomly, and about the last third of season 10 of The Walking Dead, he randomly disappears. No word, no mention of him, no sight, nada. Then until the third to last episode of the final season, season 11, he's back. He appears. And then you know what happens to him on the final episode? He gets killed off. Just so that the show can be like, yeah, our show is sad and is not afraid to kill off characters. Really? Really? Why would you do that? Like, what was the freaking point? I knew it was going to happen then, and I knew it was going to happen now. So, Callie, more like F tier. Frick you.
My story
There goes my lunch break. I'm going to save the rest for once I get back home. Also, I can feel it. My ears are red because I just ate that spicy food. And I'm in this car with no AC because I didn't want to waste my gas. So, Let there be air for me to breathe. I don't know what other way to word that, but I am gonna go home and I will see you guys then.
For the first 4 seasons of the show, Holly's non-existent as a character because she's a child. She's great in season 5 though. Mike becomes the sort of idol for her to look up to give her strength, and I enjoy that the Wheelers are innately leaders, starting from Karen as this independent mother, to Nancy as this investigative journalist, to Mike as who the kids all kind of look up to Holly, who guides the kids out. It was fun to see that transformed into each of the characters. And then there's Ted. He's there. You know, I don't know if it's her acting or her being a child, but she really sells this child thing. It's like the voice cracks. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but she reminds me of my little niece. Like, she's rebellious, but still, like, ethically virtuous, you know? Delightful Derek is like Erica, except more charming, but less wittier. He also has great one-liners.
Who gave you this map? Your mom! Look at me!
Every time I watch season 3, I think I'll be annoyed at Erica's character. She's this small, annoying child that's stuck in a secret Russian underground facility. It shouldn't work, but it does. And then in season 4, she becomes more of a developed character rather than just being the sassy, smart-mouthed little sister. In season 5, she's a little underutilized, but she still remains awesome. Murray, hands down, is one of the funniest characters on the show. However, he ruins 3 emotional heavy scenes. 1, previously mentioned.
Предатель.
2, the truck riding scene where it's like, I don't know what's happening, but I love it. That just wasn't the vibe. I feel like that was the actor's choice. I think he could have just ended it with, I don't know what's happening. But he's like, I don't know what's happening, but I freaking love it. I love it. It was like you were about to die from Demogorgons. The Demogorgons were about to take the children. It was not the vibe. But 3, Callie's death. Like, wrong time, wrong place. I know he's like trying to get his credit in. It's like, yo, you see what I just did? I blew up that helicopter. I thought he was gonna die. I thought he was gonna jump off and like throw the grenade. Like, I thought Murray was cooked at that point, but no. He was just like, he like ran up there like doing one of these. And it's like, actually, I'm gonna toss it. It's like, okay. A little exaggerated, but Hopper's journey throughout the show is nothing short of magnificent. This small-town sheriff searching for a missing kid only to unravel a much deeper, darker secret. The parallel of him conducting CPR on Will and then the doctors conducting CPR on his daughter that had passed away breaks me. Like, David Harbour deserves an Emmy for that performance. For season 1, I think David Harbour, they should have given him an Emmy. Maybe they did, and I don't know about it. Season 2, he's given a father role, and season 3, that's explored a little further. We get to see his dynamic with Joyce, Mike, and Eleven, and I think it's really beautiful to see. He's kind of overprotective as a father, but it's also like understandable because that's like a 13-year-old like making out with another 13-year-old. It's like I would feel a little weird with like my daughter doing that. I kind of understand. And then you start to get a sense that his character's about to die. He's having this heart-to-heart with Joyce, and then Mike and Eleven at the Starcourt Mall, and you're like, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna die. The intense fighting scenes with the Russians, it's like, oh, okay. These are his last moments. I'm about to cry. Then he does, and his note about life changing and moving on, it's really hard. It's hard to listen to. It's heartbreaking. And then he's back. You know, I love Hopper's character, and I didn't want him to go, but that was a satisfying end for him. His story should have ended there, but it kept going. I did dig the Russian storyline, and then season 5, like, he really only interacted with Elle, so I didn't enjoy that as much. It was kind of just
boring.
But I do like his character still. At the end of the show, he proposes to Joyce and has a heart-to-heart with Mike, which I'm glad he was the one to do it, because we haven't really seen that since, like, season 3. Joyce is gotta be one of the only characters that I think no one dislikes. I mean, how can you not love Joyce? Winona Ryder's freaking awesome. I think Winona Ryder just seems like such a down-to-earth woman, and I would love to catch a bite to eat with Winona Ryder and just, like, ask her about her life. Like, I want to know how she remains that freaking cool.
This here is the waffle roll extravaganza. It's my own design. It's a spin-off from the original show, I'll admit, but I'm excited to try it. Okay, first bite. That's not bad. The M&Ms are too crunchy. You have to fight for it a little bit and make sure you don't choke and die. But it's good. It has that diabetic taste to it that really just hits a sweet spot. Literally. Oh, come on, man. Rockin' freaking Robin. I love her chaotic personality. Indisputably, the best duo in the world with her and Steve. Throughout the show, she's just like along for the journey. All the other characters are in misery, and she's just like doing her own thing and having fun. But it's never in poor taste, though. Steve's journey throughout the show has been incredible. He's kind of a douche in season 1, but he's still a likable guy. And when him and Jonathan have that fight in the alleyway, I'm thinking, that's absolutely cinema right there. Not just because they were by a movie theater, but I guess that counts too. In season 2, he takes on the babysitter role, and we get to see just how caring and protective he is. Season 3, the Scoops Ahoy outfit says it all.
Stop. No.
Ahoy, ladies! I didn't see you there!
Season 4, he takes on that leadership role. In season 5, his relationship with Dustin is shattered, and it only diminishes even further throughout the season. That is until they have their fight, which is so brutal and honest, it brings tears to my eyes. Then Dustin confesses that he doesn't want to lose his best friend, and it's just like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm also glad to see that Jonathan and Steve interact again, something that's been missing since season 1. Steve and Jonathan are completely opposite characters. Would have loved to see a little more of them together. They're both constantly trying to one-up each other for Nancy until they realize that they have a deeper and much fonder love for each other. Actually, this might be my hottest take. Jonathan is single-handedly the most underrated character throughout the show. I love Jonathan's character with my dear life. He's an awesome brother. He's quiet but charming. He's kind of a badass, if you ask me. Maybe even more than Steve. Like, did you guys see the hospital scene? Does that go unnoticed? Because that scene is just so sick. I love him and Nancy's dynamic, and I am glad with the ending they both got, because like I don't think they necessarily. I would have been happy if they worked their stuff out and they stayed together, but it does make sense for them to split apart. If his cannibalism movie about anti-capitalism ever comes out, I will be there for the premiere. I'm still thinking about that tagline: the more she eats, the hungrier she gets. That's kind of bars, to be honest. In the first season, Nancy battles being a part of the popular group or being in isolation with her friend, only to redefine herself through ambition and resilience. Season 2, this is explored even further through her investigating Hawkins' lab, even more when she becomes a journalist in season 3, even more when she really starts to hone her craft in season 4,
And then in season 5, she becomes freaking John Wick. Like, I get that she's a good shot, but this teenage girl is not taking on multiple military trained soldiers. That's just not happening. Again, this is another character that almost becomes one-dimensional in the final season. She's just a hot-headed marksman for the most part. There are a few good scenes of her that I enjoyed in season 5. I enjoyed the conversation with her and Mike, accepting that they were defeated. I enjoyed the conversation when her and Jonathan were trapped and they were accepting their fate, that, okay, things aren't really going according to plan. These moments that she's having these heart-to-heart conversations, she's really good. I think Natalie Dyer is a really talented actress, but it's how the writers have, like, portrayed her character and just being this, like, hot-headed marksman, as I said before. And I think that's another one of my big critiques that I'm realizing throughout the show, is that they made a lot of the characters in season 5 one-dimensional when they weren't necessarily that before. The Ned Flanders effect is really taking part. Do you have any favorite characters from the show, Demi? Okay, well that's just great. Thanks a lot, Demi. Max was already such a likable character in season 2. She brought something fresh to the group, and it felt like they expanded upon that in each season, adding this certain level of like dimension to her character. And in season 4, she battled her depression and eventually overcame it through symbolically fighting Vecna. Her relationship with Lucas remains unmatched in the show. I do hate to say it, but I think she's one of those characters that should have been killed off in a previous season. Still a welcomed presence in season 5. I almost want to knock her down a tier just because she waited until the last second to tell Holly, oh yeah, you gotta find your own portal. And then she gave like a 10-minute long TED talk when she's right by the portal and she's been in a trance for 2 years. I was infuriated in that scene. Like, why couldn't she just tell her before? That's a discussion you need to have before. Luckily, it all worked out. Well, it sort of did.
Bruh.
But you still don't do that. That's a risky situation. Lucas is the most level-headed in the group and by far the most consistent character. Throughout the seasons, the characters had drastic changes, but Lucas, for the most part, remained the same. Sure, he grew, not only like physically, but like, you know, like his personality. He grew, he developed, but his identity still remained the same. He's also a normal kid when in comparison there's Dustin, who's gosh darn Einstein. He had a balance between his friends and one in a normal high school life where he wasn't perceived as a loser. And it's not like he rejected his friends either. He tried to get them involved, showing how selfless he is. The more I think about it, the more I like Lucas. For me, Dustin was at his peak in season 3. I loved his wits, his dynamics, his smarts, everything about him was just so great. Then in season 4, he becomes narcissistic and arrogant. It's like the show writers refuse to make him wrong, and it kind of gets annoying after a while because season 4 and season 5, he was practically always right, and he's just kind of like an asshole about it. Then there's one scene in season 5 that rubs me the wrong way where they're in Hawkins' lab and Steve says, oh, so like we gotta do this? I don't understand that. And Dustin's like, well, I didn't fall asleep through Algebra 1, and then proceeds to explain fucking quantum physics. Like, I don't know if that was the joke. It was like, oh, he thought this was Algebra 1. Or are we supposed to know that if we took Algebra 1, like, for us to understand quantum physics? I took Algebra 1. I had no clue what Dustin was saying. Algebra 1 majors, let me know, am I wrong for that? Or is, like, Dustin a scientific genius? I still like Dustin. I thought him dealing with grief in season 5 was done very well. The actor is phenomenal. I just wish that he had like different parents. Like ever since season 2, he's had the same few parents. And it's like, okay, they could switch it up a little bit. Will in the first 2 seasons is peak. In the first season, you really feel his presence, even though he's there for a short amount of time. And in season 2, he just blows it away with his acting performance. In the next 3 seasons, Will had this arc of
having his voice be heard and trusted by his family and friends, which really stuck with me. Then in season 5, we get like his best acting performance since season 2. I love that he channeled his powers through Robin's speech about thinking about the past and thinking about like when you didn't worry about everything. I don't think his coming out scene was as bad as people say it was. Like, it was kind of like an accurate time to do so, sort of. I mean, like, they said that Hopper was coming in 5 minutes. Wait, was Hopper there? I think Will's reasoning for like wanting to come out is kind of weird. Like, what, is Vecna gonna out you for being gay? In the middle of the battle, he's gonna call you out. He's gonna be like, "Hey guys, he's gay," and then everyone's gonna stop and like look at Will like this, and the Will's also gonna be looking back at them like. And Vecna, he like uses his gust of wind and sweeps them all in one swipe. Something like that. Like, is that what he thought? I think it would have made more sense if he was like, yeah, I'm scared that I might actually die this time. So I want to tell you about who I truly am. You should know this. Mike is my all-time favorite kid. When I'd first watched the show, I had always considered myself to be Mike. Lucas was the strong one, and a little too mean for me. Dustin was the smart one who made all the funny jokes. Will was the one that went missing. And Mike is the grouchy one who is loyal to his friends, struggles to display his feelings, has a sassy sister. He's always been the character that I connected with the most on the show. He's arrogant and selfish at times, but he tries to have a good heart. He fails to see what others are trying to display. Season 3 and mainly 4, we didn't get to see as much of him, and I was quite disappointed in that. And then in season 5, he comes back, he plays this leadership role, and I'm like, yes, he is here. He gets to interact with like all the characters. I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted. I love that he made a D&D game based off him and all of his friends through the adventures through the Upside Down. I do think he suffers from the main character syndrome. I remember BJ Novak, who plays a character on The Office, saying,
my favorite character, I'll name 2, because the first one I feel you don't get cred for saying, but Michael Scott's my favorite character. And my favorite Simpsons character is Homer Simpson, and my favorite Sopranos character was Tony Soprano. I think people overlook the lead character often to show how deep they are into the show.
Season 1L, so cool. This little girl with superpowers learning basic knowledge like what a lazy boy is and that friends don't lie. Then in season 2, she's more rebellious. She has a father-daughter dynamic with Hopper. Season 3L, she finds her own voice, creates a friendship with Max, learns that friends don't lie, but boyfriends do. Season 4L, she's not as likable, but that's because she's like in the Nina project for like 5 episodes, so like the only person she really gets to interact with are like the doctors and like the test subjects. Like, you can understand her not being like the same L that you'd seen in the first 3 seasons. It makes sense. So season 4L, still really cool. We got to explore a little more of her background, which was fun. Season 5L, she's not that good. It's like the same thing with Nancy. Like, they just try to make her a full-on badass and nothing else, completely one-dimensional. And the only 2 characters she interacts with for the entire season is Callie and Hopper, except for at the very end and the very beginning. That last episode hits, she has her final moment with Mike. Everybody witnesses her death. Just a beautiful moment. She uses her mind powers to privately talk to Mike one final time. Purple Rain is playing. She's saying goodbye, just like she did in season 1. My eyes are bawling. And finally, for our last character, Vecna. A menacing and intimidating villain, just like the Demogorgon from season 1. He brought back that scary atmosphere. In season 5, he's this mystery figure who's manipulative and stalking children. And then the second half of season 5, he's just a joke. Like, the kids are able to defeat him by basically bullying him like he's Pennywise. He goes down without a fight. It's instantaneous. It's like, what happened to Vecna? He lost the beer belly, so he should be even more fit, if you ask me.
Okay, I was doing some research and I found this website by Men's Health, Stranger Things 5, Vecna's Jacked and Snatched Transformation. Let's check it out. Okay, I'll accept the cookies. Do I get to know like his dietary restrictions? Okay, no, this is just like facts about Stranger Things. Why is it listed under this website that has Workout Hub, Headstrong, Health, Muscle Fuel, and what is MH Edit? Oh, okay. I gotta get out of here. Okay. Yeah, I'm out.
I think the only 2 scenes that I really liked from him in season 5 were when he was showing Derek his family dead. That was pretty intimidating. I was like, oh shit. He's the boss man. And then in the final episode where he convinces Hopper that he shot 11, which makes them mess up their plan, and he gets 11 out of the tank. It creates this oh shit moment where it's like, okay, he's about to clean house right now, and then he's gone. He's defeated. He loses all fear factor that he had in the first season and the first half of season 5, and it just creates this like disappointment for the final boss fight of the show run. So yeah, I'm quite disappointed with this character in the last 4 episodes. Like, there's so much stuff that's like unexplained too. Like, I'm not gonna go watch the Broadway show anytime soon. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you disagree with me or Demi here, be sure to drop a comment down below and post your thoughts. I'm curious. We can have a civil conversation about this. You don't have to come after me and then try to kill me or whatever. Don't do that. Life is too precious for that. But yeah, I like having these discussions and getting everyone else's 2 cents. So yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.